No, that is also easy. Don't bring inside the hall. So supposing if they are going to leave it outside, now I have to put a watchman to take care of all your bags. If I don't want to put a watchman, or if I doubt my watchman also. Okay, so what I do, I appoint a person who takes all your mobiles, puts it in a cover, gives you token, right? Then what do you do after exam? The same person must exist. He should take your signature, return it back, right? So these are the steps that you would do in your mobile management system and examination halls. Simple day-to-day exam, day-to-day example. Gokul, are you with me? Day-to-day example. Similarly, your file management system is nothing but managing files in your application. If you are clear with this, you can write n number of pages on this. You yourself can author and book. Right? Okay. File types. See, this is very, very simple. Don't get confused. You know, the names itself speak for themselves. Transaction file means what? It stores input data until it can be processed. It is in the processing stage. What do you call a transaction? You call a transaction during your journal stage or during your final account stage. Why is it called transaction in the journal stage? Because it is yet to undergo processing. It is yet to reach the schedule 6, right? Am I right or wrong? So your transaction file is nothing but stores input data until it can be processed. Are you all clear? If I wake you at sleep and ask you what is transaction file, you should get reminded of the word transaction in your journal and then answer the question. Clear? All of you? This is all not there in your book. Please note down. Then, master file. What is master file? It is, all the relevant data, all current data. Supposing if the data is obsolete, obviously it is not a master file. It will go get featured in your backup, in your archival, right? Now, output file is nothing but stores output produced by one program, which can be used as input to another program. That is your output file. Why at all you create a file for your output? Because it is going to have another value. It can be, it may be, it could be used as an input for another program. Right? Then, report file is nothing but holds all the report generated. It is just, okay, what is a file? I need at least one by one. I need 4 of you to answer what is a file. You all can initiate. Who is going to be number 1? Okay. Then, second person. A file can also have text. It can have images. It can have anything. Okay. Jayanti? Document. So, document is what? Words. Again, your file, general perception of this human psychology is file, not text, is wrong. File is just a collection of records. It is not collection of data. It is LKG word. If you say data, collection of data is a file, now it is stupid. Say collection of records. Bring in the professionalism in your answers. If I am going to say file is collection of bits, would you like it? Would you like it? No, right? Sounds very not so good. It looks very raw. Yeah. So for the expertise that is required in your IPCC, focus. Okay. Whenever I say what is a file, you should say collection of records. As I told you, you have a character, 4 characters. Okay, you have 4 bits make 1 character. It's not 4, it could be any number of bits. Then what is a record? Some characters put together is called a record, and these records are assembled in fields, and lot of fields make a file, and lot of files make a database. Clear? Okay. Backup file is what? See, backup is actually very important from your practical point of view these days and also those days and also for the upcoming days. But just that the technology keeps changing. Okay. A backup file is just a copy of a file created as a safety precautions against loss of data. Right? Shall I go ahead? Make it little fast. Let us do it steady, but at the same time, let us finish it on time. Okay. So these are the file types. Now, those days they used to ask you difference between transaction file and master file. And those days students used to write 6 points, put and distinguish base. And one more thing I want to tell you. Whenever they ask you distinguish between, it is not only at your IPCC level, even for the rest of your life. Now all of you have come to a level by which you would be respected for what you are. You have individual preferences, right? Do you do things which others compel on you? No. So you have individual preferences. So whatever words you utter, whatever output that comes out of you should hold some value. So whenever somebody asks you distinguish between, don't chumma put a column and write A, B. Difference between, supposing I ask you fan and AC. AC is more costly than fan. Fan is cheaper than AC. Does it make any sense? This is one area where students lose mark. You should always have a basis of distinction. Your answer should carry some amount of professionalism in it. Chumma vega rendu column poti A, B, like your school match the following 1, 2, 3 or putting symbols, not good. Write basis of distinction, write basis of distinction, write the 2 point of variables that are asked, then write the differences. And before you write any answer, there are n number of hours that you have prepared for your exam. Just think for 2 seconds and then start writing so that you can present the answer better. And there are other kind of students, who say they'll immediately see the paper. Okay. They'll give too much effect that the opponent, beside you gets so scared. Right? And then what they would do, I will tell you what they'll do. They'll first put tick to all the questions they know. They'll make such a mess of the answer paper. I will tell you, the paper correctors are paid about something between 25 to 50 rupees for every paper. And they are given about 100, 200 papers, say, which they have to correct in a week's time or in a fortnight's time. Okay? So, even they are human beings. Human beings are social animals. They will have mood swings just like how you have, right? So, please present the paper properly. Have some professionalism. People, and one more thing, your institutes, your professional bodies don't encourage any Tom, Dick and Harry to come and correct your papers. Be very sure about it. They should have the title that is governing the institute, which the institute governs. Only then they are allowed to correct the paper. Right? Which implies that they are also CAs, ACAs, FCAs, whatever. So, which implies they have also been in your shoes, so they know what the answer is. So, they are not chumma correcting, giving marks according to their mood swings. Mood swings also matters, like how you have your quantitative and qualitative factors. But ensure that you have professionalism. And one more thing is that if you see this book, starting I have given some study tips. Okay? I know it is age-old talks. Eat properly, brush your teeth, take bath, wear your socks before your shoes, etc., etc. But still, it will actually give some input to you. Okay? So please go through it. This is taken from one of the lectures that was given in Harvard University. Okay, so it is a bit professional. So go through it. It has got some value. If it is going to be some normal Tom, Dick, Harry study tip, I don't think it should get featured here. Right? It is taken from a special lecture by a special professor that was given in Harvard. Okay? So ensure you go through it because there is some amount of research that has undergone in giving this. Okay? Then you have my email ID here. Okay? You all can note down my number also so that in case if you have doubt. Yeah, not in examination hall because we'll have a mobile management system. Okay? I will tell you this year, 10 days back, CBSE 12th standard examination, the principal itself in Nicobar, he gave the students paper. 2 guys he has given and 1 guy they caught. How they caught? These people went, the squads went, and apparently Andaman and Nicobar and all, very less number of CBSE schools. If you have one or two, it's like huge. And when they found the number of records, the number of papers, usually they give it in a sealed envelope, brown color, it will be written. So when they opened it, and apparently they already had a doubt with this principal, he was a fraud. So they checked and finally they found that he has given it to this guy and he also confessed. So there was a huge chaos that the physics paper, the chemistry and the maths paper got leaked. So it happens everywhere. But I will tell you one thing, if you have good intentions, you will grow up better in life. Trust me. At school, unintentionally, intentionally, we all of us would have copied. It is very common that when you have to learn a game, you follow the pad and only learn, right? It's not that all of us up there where absorption god, me god play and develop like one fairness queen, right? All of us have to fall in the pad. So in case if you are being untrue to your consciousness, become true from today. Neither I am 10% true. I won't say that I am one abode of whatever, okay? But ensure your ethics are maintained. Be true to your conscious. That's what is more important. Okay. Backup file done. Yeah. 9. 1 second. Just a second. Huh? Not this Labakadas kind of doubts. Okay. You can call me anytime, of course, during your exams. Okay, you can note down the first page of your text, right? Right? One more thing I require from all of you is, after your exam, I expect you all to email me or call me and tell how you all have written your paper, okay? Huh? So, irrespective of whether you, I know all of you are going to do it well, that is one, okay? Irrespective of your paper or your previous paper, your post papers, just call me up and tell how you have done your paper, right? And tell me like the tips, whatever was discussed in the class, saying that I tell you DBMS is 16 marks, 18 marks. After all your exams, just spend 1 hour with me and just give me an email as to whether the things that we discussed in the class matched up with your standards that they expect. Okay, so that I can take all your inputs and tell the poor Karunya, Satish and Tumukar. Right? Now, best file organization. Always the best, worst question and all your CA likes. Okay, because they always target on the extremes. Because you all are going to be extreme persons. Okay? You're going to sign a balance sheet. Always have that in mind. Yeah. So any added comfort comes with a responsibility. Okay. Best file organization. All I think this is there. Okay. Very good. Storing data in a particular place is called a file. We all spoke about file definitions. Best file organization is very, very important. Today, I will tell you whatever we are going to do. We are at least going to do 5 important questions in the next 1 hour. So be awake, awake and awake. Okay. Best file organization. Storing data in a particular place is called a file. Then the file is created using a set of instructions called programs. We discussed all this. Then the data created in the file depends on the 3 factors. Again, we discussed all this. Data dependency, data redundancy, data integrity. Integrity is nothing what I told you, access. What is integrity? Somebody who is not authorized should not be able to go make changes. Number 1. Number 2, what is integrity? When you come back and see the data, it should be in the same form as it was recorded, which implies no unauthorized changes or access is allowed. So to put it simple, no unauthorized access, no unauthorized changes. That is what defines your integrity. Okay. After 10 minutes, I will ask you what is that one word I used, and Divya will answer this time. Okay. Okay. Shall we go on to the next file? Sorry, next slide. Yes, all of you. Kritika, why are you very silent today? I'm always like that, ma'am. Okay, good. Fine. File management software. Obviously, one thing I will tell you, whenever you have a system, you have a software. And whenever you have a software, you have characteristics, you have advantages, you have disadvantages. Get it, all of you? Tripti, you on the previous slide? Okay. All, whatever I told you is important today. After class, I will tell you what is unimportant, okay? Okay. Now, file management software, it's always the answer will start this way. It is a software package that helps the users to organize data into files, process them and retrieve the information. Fundamental logic, simple. What it helps, it is a software package. What it helps the users to organize. See, these are the words you should use. You should not tell users to put data into files, ma'am. Does it look good? Put data into files. Okay? I will tell you eat water or drink water. Coffee சாப்பிடலாம் அப்படிங்கிறது வேற விஷயம். Eat water or drink water? Drink water. So you should not say put files. Organize data, professionalism. Mark that word organize. Organize data into files, process them. Again, instead of retrieve, no, I've seen a lot of, they'll say, and get back the information. What is get back the information? It is not retrieve. Yeah. Retrieve is getting it, sorry, restoring it in the same form. Okay. You understand it, but do not use such words. Okay, restoring it back is retrieving. Getting it back in the same form. Getting it back in the same form is the key. Not that get back the information. What is get back the information? Nobody is communicating back to you, right? Okay. Then the users can, what all can they do? The first point we said, the purpose of file management. So please focus. The first point we said, what is the purpose of file management software? Then we are going to talk why at all we need it. What are the utilities associated? Why do we need to create report, then to create formats, enter data into records, search records, sort them and prepare reports. Simple. Whatever you want to do with your records, you can do. Then you can also create report. Yes, then. They are designed for microcomputers and menu driven, allowing end users to create files by giving easy to use instructions. Today I tell you, please open the file in MS Word, such and such file. Even a normal user without computer background can do it. Why? Because it's menu driven. Even if you don't know, you can use the help option and learn. Only on standard instruction or bottom line is that you need to know English. That's it. Then you would be able to operate it by yourself. Okay. Criteria for choosing FMS is a favorite 4 mark, 6 mark question. Okay. First one, we discussed already what is file. Volatility is the number of additions and deletions to the file in a given period of time. As I told you, for example, here I have given accounting example because all of you are budding professionals. Payroll file of a company where the employee register is constantly changing. Your payroll is nothing but your salary. Depending on the contribution that you make for your company, it keeps changing. A person could be in probation, then the next month he would be made a permanent employee. So it keeps changing. So it's more volatile. Your payroll file is more volatile. So therefore you need direct access method. Why you need a direct access method? Because it keeps changing. Okay, then. See, volatile means it is more, the sensitivity is more pertaining to the object of discussion. So when I say petrol is volatile, it does not mean that if you expose it open, it will absorb. That is the resultant. Volatile, what is the meaning? It gets exposed easily. It is more vulnerable. It is more sensitive. When I say, of course, nobody uses the word a person is volatile. Probably we say a perfume is volatile. Why? Today I open this and keep, it will get fused off in air. So it's more volatile. I should protect it. It's more sensitive. Okay. Now, then file activity. First we saw volatility. Now we see activity. Refers to the proportion of records accessed on a run to the number of records in a file. So how many records you access at a time with respect in ratio to the total number of records. I have 10 records, but I always access 4 records. So that is your file activity, right? Now, in case of real-time files where each transaction is processed immediately, only one master record is accessed at a time, direct access method is appropriate. Do you all understand? In real-time access, what happens? It gets updated as and then, right? So it is online. So usually what happens in online, you have a master data. As I told you, you have a file repository. Only that will be disturbed. Not that because it's real-time, no, the risk is more. A small change here and there, you have transactions in queue. So you can't slowly take your own sweet time to make a phone call, make changes. No. You have a master file which will have a copy of it. It will have something stored in its library also. Because this is more, it undergoes a lot more changes. Your master data. Okay. Then, in case where almost every record is accessed for processing sequentially, ordered file is appropriate. If you, like I told you, your housing loan, your loan files, it requires only sequential access. Yes? Okay. Are you all clear? File interrogation. What do you mean by interrogation? I interrogate Aditya today on dropping down the water can in the class. Yeah, to investigate with a doubt. Sure, okay, that way. Now, file interrogation refers to the retrieval of information from a file. Aditya is the file. I am retrieving information. Hey, what did you do? Poured water and Tripti, like that. Okay? Okay, now, back. If the retrieval of individual records must be fast, suppose you have an airline booking system. You need information. How many of you have booked railway tickets through online? Okay. Supposing, okay, immediately you username, password, you go. Immediately the availability starts appearing. Have you seen 2A, 3A? Yes, no, you can immediately watch. So how do you think it gets? Every time it doesn't go to the server and comes back. It has a master record created. So only that gets updated. Typically, when you book your tickets in Satyam Cinemas, cinema.in, you go. I and say Gayatri, both of us, we sit and book at the same time. Okay. So what happens? She chooses the last row. It gets processed, gateway opened. And for me also, sometimes it will show me as if the last row is open. It is still not booked. I will also book it. Then what happens? Depending upon whoever's internet connectivity is more faster, she would get it or I would get it. Simple. Okay, because by that time she did, even I enroll at the same time. Right? Okay, now, if on the other hand, requirements of data can be delayed, you have an offline system. You can take your own sweet time to access data. All the individual requests of information can be batched. So what you do, you accumulate. What is a batch? Set of data. Then and run in single processing run with a sequential file organization. In batch, see, always when the need is less, when it's not real time, it is sequential because you can take your own sweet time. Am I right? Am I clear? You have any doubt, ask me now. Because all these points you have to reciprocate appadiye. Okay? File size. So what are the points we have been seeing till now? File volatility, file activity, file interrogation. Now file size. Now file size is what? Large files which require many individual references to records with immediate response must be organized under direct access method. Obviously, when you have large files, there's numerous records, say a library software, you have many number of users. Obviously, if I go tell today Aditya goes and then Tripti follows, you wouldn't like to go through A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H till T. Would you like it? No. So you want random access. The minute like in your PDF, you put your word that you want, it comes and shows you, right? It shows you, right? So, In case of small files, what? It is better to search the entire file. Okay? Now, this is, you can write it. Problems in FMS. Again, whenever they ask you what is, they will also ask you the problems. Now, problems is what? See, one thing I will tell you, please observe. Whatever was spoken as the important advantages of DBMS, like data redundancy, data integrity, data dependence, it could also be spoken as the disadvantages also. Yes? Now, data redundancy is what? Same data is stored in different files. But on the other hand, there's a process called normalization. Probably if there is once I finish the 1-to-1 mapping, and if it's included, we would take like 15 minutes and finish off that. But I don't think it is included. Anyway, I'll check it out. Now, the same data is stored in different files since the data files are independent. This result in lot of duplicated data. I have employee code in all the files. What happens is lot of duplication. Then what happens, and a separate file maintenance program is necessitated to update each file. It's not necessities, it's necessitated to update each file. See, unless you have proper security, having duplication of data is void. It's not worth. You all understand? You all understand or not? You all understand the concept of data redundancy? Gokul, you understand, no? Okay. Data dependence is what? Making changes in one file should not affect. How we are going to see the component of a file processing system depends on one another, and therefore changes were made in the format and structure of data in a file. Changes have to be made in all programs that use this file. So you talk as a disadvantages. That is why to overcome all this, we have something called referential integrity by which we link the tables. Otherwise, what happens? You have numerous records. You say data independence or data dependence, and here it's data dependence. So one file you make changes, you have to make in all. So pertaining to what the question is, you know the keywords now. You can manipulate and write. Because everything has specimens, everything has advantages, everything has disadvantages. As an auditor, train yourself to speak both the ways. If somebody comes and tells you, I want head, you should say, no, I need head, head is bad. Somebody comes and tells you tail, you say, no, I need tail, tail is bad. You should be able to speak like that. So train yourself. Now, data integrity. How could data integrity be a problem? What is data integrity? Integrity means it is unique. It is unique. No dash and dash. Unauthorized access and unauthorized manipulations are allowed. Changes. Now, checking the validity of data could not be uniformly implemented with the result that data in one file may be correct and in another file wrong. So what happens when there is no referential integrity and you make changes only in one? Say I have employee code in all the files. Today Divya's or Premlata's employee code changes. She has been promoted as a DGM. So what I do, I change her employee code. There is some change, okay? But what happens, other files I don't change. What happens? And tomorrow Aditya is a VP, he comes and checks, okay. What is this? There is a change in Premlata's records. Question her. So what is this? Your integrity is questioned. Immediately they'll call the IS manager. What the hell are you doing? There is no synchronization. They'll call on for a new project and the process will go on. Okay. Now, data availability is what? Since the data is scattered in many files, it would be necessary to look into many files. That is why you have something called data warehouse or data mining, by which you take what you want. You only take what you want. You go in the road, you have good people, bad people. Do you take the comments of everybody? Take your own micro level example. At class, everybody makes fun of you, for example. You take you take everything to heart? Okay. Now, management control. Obviously, for every problem, you should end it up with management control. Management is ultimate superior authority. Okay. Now, uniform policies and standards cannot be set. Now, management cannot set uniform policies. Why? Since the data is scattered in different files, they get vexed up. They have to